Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. Today we will be making this beautiful bubu gown together, and this is the fabric I'll be using for this tutorial. I have my Ankara fabric here, and I have this Mikano fabric I'll be using for the neckline. So let's get into it. If you are new to this YouTube channel, please click on the subscribe button and make sure you like this video. I'm going to start with the main bodies of this bubu dress, and here I already folded my fabric into four. I have the front piece and the back piece all together. Here it's folded into four, as you can see. The first measurement I'll be taking is my shoulder measurement. My shoulder measurement is 16 divided by 2 will give me 8 inches, so I'll mark 8 inches. And from that shoulder measurement, I'm just going to mark how long I want the sleeve of this bubu to be, because this is a cut together dress. Both the sleeve and the dress is cut together. It's a dolman dress. So I want the sleeve to go down up to 12 inches, and I'll mark 12 inches. Then I'll add 2 inches allowance for folding, and that will take all my fabric. So I'm just going to use the full length of this fabric. So at the sleeve length, I'll go down by 2 inches, and I'll come to this side and mark my neck width. I want my neck width to be 3 inches wide. I don't want it to be too open, so 3 inches is okay for me. After stitching, it will be 3.5. So I'll connect my neck width to the shoulder slope I marked, the 2 inches I marked at the hem of these sleeves. I hope my line is visible. I don't know which color of chalk will be better for this, either the white color or the blue. Let me just try. Okay, I'll be going with the whites. Now I've marked my shoulder slope. So at the hem of this sleeve, at the sleeve hem, I'll mark how wide I want these sleeves to be. So I'll go ahead and mark. I want it to be 10 inches wide, 10 inches to 12 inches. Let me just mark 12 inches. So altogether, that's 14 inches from the top. I'm going to mark the 14 inches here so I can get a straight line. Okay, that's the sleeve line. The next thing I'll mark is the neck depth. I'll take my neck depth to be 9 inches. It's a V-neck, so I will connect the 9 inches to my neck width. I'll use a cuff. If you have been watching my videos, you know that I like using cuff for my V neckline. Like, I just want the V to have a bit cuff. That way it always come out very beautiful. So I'm going to use this cuff ruler to mark, to draw the V. So that's my V neck. I'll also mark the back neck line. I'll take 2 inches for the back neckline, and I'll draw a curve from the 2 inches I marked to the neck width. That's it. That's the back. This is the back neckline and this for the front neckline. From this line, the sleeve line, I'm going to mark my bust measurement divided by 4 plus 5 inches allowance. That's it's a Bubu gown, so you need to have all the allowance you can get. You can decide how big you want it to be. You can make it 3 inches. From 3 inches up is okay. So I'm going to use, so for me, I'll be using 5 inches allowance to get that full Bubu effect. So I'll just mark my hip measurement or my bust measurement and I'll add 5 inches to it. And I'll measure the total of what I have here. What I have here is 15 inches. So I'll mark 15 inches down to the hem line and I will draw a straight line. The sleeve, under the sleeve here, I'm going to draw a curve just to blend the under arm. Don't want it to be sharp. You don't want it to have that sharp effect, so you just draw a little curve to blend. Hope you are seeing what I'm doing. That's it. And for my dress length, the Bubu length, I already measured the Bubu length. The length I'm working with is 60, so I marked out 62 inches to get my length. So 2 inches will be for folding. So the full length of this is my Bubu length. So this is what we have. I'll go ahead and cut it out. I will not cut the front neckline. I'll cut the back neckline, the shoulder slope and the bodice, and then we continue. So that's it. I'm done cutting it out and I'll bring out the back pattern and keep it aside so I can cut out the front neckline. So for the front neckline, we have this facing at the neckline, and this is the fabric I'm using for the facing. I already cut out the width of this is 7 inches, while the length is the length of this supposed to be or your under bust length or your waistline. You decide where you want this design to stop, so you can take either your under bust or your waistline. So I already cut this, the length of this at my waistline, and then for this side I cut out 7 inches. That's because my shoulder measurement divided by 2 is 8 inches, and I'm just leaving out 1 inches. That way it will just lay flat on my bust. So I have 7 inches. This is on fold, and this is the center front. So when I open it up, it will be 14 inches. So I have here 7 inches by 17 inches. And then to cut out the front neckline, I'm just going to keep this under the main fabric like this. So I place the front piece of this dress on the pattern, and I'm going to cut the neckline together with the facing. By doing so, we have the equal neckline. You don't have to worry about it not being the same measurement. So let me cut this out. I'm going to also cut out the shoulder, and then this is what we have for the front pattern. I'll cut out facing for the back pattern now. I want to cut out facing for the back neckline. So I'm just going to place the fabric under the back piece. I'll cut out the neckline and the shoulder slope. Okay, because I don't want it to be too big, just need like 3 inches. I'm going to trim this again. So that's the facing for the back neckline. So now let's proceed to sewing. It's time to stitch it together, and first I'll start with the front pattern. So I've opened up this front piece. This is the wrong side of the piece, and then I'm going to place this facing with the right side facing the wrong side. The right side of this piece is facing the wrong side of the main fabric. So I'll place it and make sure the neckline aligned very well, and I'll pin this down so that it doesn't shift when I'm sewing it. Before doing this, I already fold the hem of this piece. I fold round the hem. I fold in the edges, the rough edges, and I use hemming gum to hold it down. If you check very well, you see where I fold in. So I use hemming gum to hold it down round the fabric. It will make it easier for me to stitch when I turn it to the right side. I'll take this to my sewing machine and I'll run a stitch round the neckline, following the neckline, and then I'll bring it back. So this is it. I'm done stitching round the neckline, and I'll just clip round the neckline, especially the V part, the end of this, the center front, to meet the seam. And be careful not to cut in your seam when clipping round. So after clipping, I'll turn it to the right side of the fabric. Let's see what we have. Oh, this thing is too fine. Hey, the fabric is too fine. Oh, the color is everything. So after turning this to the right side, this is what we have. I will take it to my ironing table and give it a quick press. And for the hem of this, I'll give it a good press, and I'm going to put hemming gum under round the neckline so that it doesn't shift, and it will make it easier for me to sew it round because I'm going to stitch it to the main fabric. I'll do it and bring it back. Okay, so I finished stitching the facing to the main fabric, you can see, and it's really fine. This fabric, the style, everything about this Bubu is giving me joy. Like the color is sweet, the style is fine, and I really like it. I'm drooling over this. So now let's move to fixing the back neckline facing. If you are yet to subscribe to my channel, go ahead and click on the subscribe button, and also like this video. Don't go without liking this video. Thank you. So to fix the back facing, I'll just place the facing on the fabric with the right side facing each other. So the right side of the main fabric and the right side of the facing will face each other, and I'll align it at the neckline just like this. I'll pin it down. So I will take this to my sewing machine and sew round the neckline. Just follow the neckline. But for your own, before you sew this together, make sure you fold the hem of your facing. I'm going to use a weaving machine to weave it round. That's why I don't need to fold it. So go ahead and fold your own. fold it to the wrong side so that it will give it a neat finishing after sewing. So let me sew it and I'll bring it back. So I'm done sewing round the back neckline, and I will go ahead and clip it round and then turn the facing to the wrong side. So I'll turn it inside. Okay, this is what we have. I'll iron the neckline very well for it to relax, and then we proceed to stitching the back pattern and the front pattern together. So I'll bring in my front piece now, and I'll lay it on the back piece just like this, with the right side facing each other. I'll make sure that the neck width align at the shoulder line. So after laying it like this and making sure that the neckline align, I'll pick the back neckline facing to overlap the front piece just like this. So the front piece is in the middle, and I'll take it to my sewing machine and stitch the shoulder down. I run a stitch on the shoulder down to the sleeve, and I'll do the same thing to both sides of the shoulder, and I'll bring it back. I'm done stitching the shoulder line, and I'll turn the facing back to the original position. So this is what we have at the neckline. You can see that the neckline is very clean. When you join your neckline this way, you have a very neat finishing. Before I close up the two sides of this dress, I'll go ahead and fix this to the sleeves. And to fix this to the sleeve, I'm going to open up this gown and keep it the sleeve side. I just hope you see this very clearly. Okay, so you can see this is the sleeves now, the sleeve end, and this is the neckline. I hope with this you understand. And this is the sleeve. I just open it up wide, and to fix this dress is on the wrong side now, so I'll just place this at the hem of this sleeve. I'll place this on the sleeve hem, and I'll run a stitch straight down. So I cut out 2.5 inches, and I fold in half an inch on one side of the stripe, and I'm going to stitch this other side that is not folded on the wrong side of this dress. I'm just placing it the right side facing the wrong side of the dress, and I'll take it to my machine and I'll run a stitch. I'll do the same thing to the second sleeve and I'll bring it back. I finish joining it, both sleeves. I'll turn it to the right side now. I'm going to take it to my ironing table, iron it very well. Then I'll bring it back. This is the sleeves. This is the result of what I did. I turned the stripe to the right side of the pattern, and then I iron it down. I added hemming gum under to hold it down before stitching it, and this is what we have. I did the same thing to the second sleeve. So now let's proceed to shaping the gown. So to shape this gown, I will just place it this way with the right side facing each other, and I'll run a stitch by the side to join the front piece and the back piece together. I'll sew the two sides starting from the sleeves down to the hem. When I finish joining the two sides, I'll fold the hem of this dress. You know, I added 2 inches allowance for hemming, so I'll fold the hem, and then that will be all. I'll put it in a mannequin so you see what it looks like. Thank you so much for watching. If you are still watching up to this point and you haven't subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and subscribe. Click on that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.